folks, here I am in Perth, Canada, Ontario, Canada. You know what I'm doing here? There's only two places I could possibly go to get a new log splitter, and you're going to see where it is. Whoa, you look at that! Over there on the left-hand side. World headquarters. Yours. This is Canada. How you doing? Good, thank you. A lot of people videoing around here, don't you? Okay. That's okay. Let me get it for you. There you go. Let me get the other one for you. Okay. There you go. Thank you. I have to report to somebody.
How's it going?
Shannon?
Gage, actually.
Huh? No, I'm looking for Shannon.
You're looking for Shannon.
Here's Shannon down there.
Probably.
All right.
Down there, yeah.
Look who I have here. Andrew.
How's it going, guys?
That's
We're here at Eastonmade. It is Monday morning, 11 o'clock in the morning. Ken's got into Perth here. Had a nice drive, Ken.
beautiful drive.
Well, that's what it's all
Beautiful
about.
drive. That's right.
So straight up 81, easy peasy.
81 all the way, man. It was like this when it got dark. You're going over those bridges, and it's like all you see is a little. It's not very wide.
No, it's not. If you're going over the bridges at night, they are big.
They seem to be skin. They get skinnier at night. That's where they do.
And if you've never been over the Thousand Islands bridges, that is something to see, because I don't know if there's that many other bridges in North America or the world that are that kind of big and high, and
Yeah.
and it just for all the sea traffic coming to the sea.
Well, the Bay Bridge is what the Baltimore Bay Bridge. We used to go over it.
Yeah, it's a good one too. Yeah, I've been down
It's
through that
not
area.
there anymore.
Well, I know the one ship hit last year.
Yeah.
Well, that came down in a hurry, I guess.
It
so.
did. It did.
I forgot all about that one.
Yeah.
We were by there maybe a couple of weeks after that last year when we were going to Florida.
Yeah.
It was probably this time of year last year, maybe, wasn't it?
Was it really?
I think so.
Wow.
Either last year or the year before. I think it was.
Oh, January. Was it?
January?
Yeah, because it was. You came by Brad's.
Yeah, we were at Brad's thing. I think originally the GPS had wanted us to kind of go down through there, because we actually went through. I've never been through Delaware.
Yeah.
So, like, we're at Brad's. We figured we go through Delaware, and I think we landed Virginia Beach. Maybe, is that right?
Okay, sure.
Maybe that was 2 years ago. Because we definitely went through Baltimore. So
Down 95.
Down 95. So we definitely weren't through Delaware, but
Yeah.
we've done Delaware. We've done both ways going from Brad's place.
Gotcha.
We wanted to see as much of the country as we could. So
Yeah.
I know last year definitely we wanted.
Well, there's not much to see there.
No, no, there's no. It's flat as a pancake.
It is.
I couldn't believe it. Like we went past the racetrack in Delaware. That was pretty cool to see that. I'm not much of a NASCAR fan, but I'm a car guy, so that was cool to see that. And then it's like going down. Like, it's flat. Like, it's completely flat. And then you get on the big bridge. I don't know what the bridge is that takes over Virginia Beach, but it's a long ways.
It is a long ways.
There's a lot of bridge, there's a lot of tunnel, and it was a lot of fun to do that with the kids because it's kind of neat driving into the ocean and going under the ocean. they thought
under the Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah, Chesapeake Bay. Yeah, they thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. So it was. We went down. We went down a lot of the coast that time actually.
Oh, good.
When we went down there, even when we got into Virginia, we kind of stayed to the east side and kind of.
Virginia Beach, Williamsburg. Did you go to Williamsburg?
Yeah, we were through Williamsburg. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was kind of neat. Like when we got off the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, instead of going back at 95, we kind of snuck down the coast for a little bit and checked that out. It's nice to see that. Kind of
That's
breaks.
where my wife is from. She's from Williamsburg.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, her father used to be the chief photographer for Colonial Williamsburg.
Is that right?
Yeah, so he's got a lot of his pictures up there in the museums and all that stuff.
Yeah. A chief photographer. Wouldn't that be a cool job to have? Eh? You get to go around and see an awful pile of stuff.
You would. Well, he more pictures he took of like silverware and plates, and that's what he took more pictures of than anything else.
Huh.
But some of his pictures ended up in National Geographic and all when they were doing specials on they were magazine specials, not television specials.
Yeah.
Of Williamsburg.
You'll see some stuff walking the shop, and we have. I've been really lucky here that I've been able to accumulate a lot of really good trades guys, like guys that are incredibly good at their job and retain them. Like we've had a lot of guys that they've come here, and like our turnover rate for a business today is very, very low.
Very low.
If we would have I don't know, if we'd have one or two guys at a 55 quid a year, that would be all of it.
Really? Wow.
We've been lucky that we've been able to keep good guys around. I think that's been a lot of it too. Is that good trades guys are working around good trades guys, so it makes them. I don't know if I ever told you, but my grandfather, my dad's dad, that's what he did.
Really?
He was a painting contractor.
Was he really?
Yeah. So my grandfather Jack, who my oldest boy is named after, he actually he had a fairly large, about the same as that. He'd probably have 8 or 9 guys working for him at any time, and a couple of different vans, and it was always fun hopping into the paint van because it was every different color on the inside. There was paint everywhere through. It was really fun place to be when you were a little kid.
Yeah, I understand. Normally on the floor, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly.
And if it got on the side of it, you wonder how to get on the sides. I can understand the floor.
Yeah. Grandpa Jack always had his white overalls on.
His whites on.
Yeah, and then they were every shaded the color you could ever think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was. That's
I became senior vice president of the National Trade Association of Painting Contractors.
Oh, that's cool.
So I used to travel all across the country and said I'm the only house painter with frequent flyer miles that I had because they used to send me everywhere. But it was kind of cool to be able to do it. But I found a lot of history about painting trades, etc.
Yeah.
And do you know why they wore whites?
I couldn't.
Because in the past they used to wear black. The painters were all used to wear black when they came over to it's all the clothes they had. But they changed the whites because it kept the bugs off them.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It kept the mosquitoes and all that stuff when they were having to do outside. It would minimize the mosquitoes and the black flies and all that stuff. You have black flies up here, right?
Oh, we have
black fly season.
We have black flies here. Yeah, we have them that. Like if it's made here and you're in like a rural part of this area, like they'll take chunks out of you. Like you're all
and little bitty things.
Oh yeah. Like I remember changing a starter on Dad's. Dad had a cat dozer one time, and it was back like if you go north of here, like this is kind of like Highway 7's kind of cut off.
Yeah.
Like most of the population is below Highway 7.
Oh, it is really.
Once like Highway 7 just like through town here, they call it north of 7, and you go north of 7, you start to get further into the bush. And I was up country there changing the starter on a dozer. It wasn't very old, like maybe 12 or 13. Changing the starter on the dozer, and Dad had dropped me off, gave me the tools, so I go change. It was really not that big of a job, and by the time that he came back, I had blood running down my ear.
Oh yeah.
Blood. And my youngest son, actually, when he was like 1 or 2, we were outside at our place, and he got bit so bad. We were only outside for maybe 5 minutes, and so the bugs are bad. We'll go inside. The next day, his face was almost swole right shut. You could hardly see his eyes.
Holy cow! Really?
Yeah. I had to pour the Benadryl before we got.
Oh no! Oh.
Yeah, so they definitely get bad here. That's for sure. I'm gonna have to try that out. I've never heard that white thing before.
Yeah, that's what you wear anything white that it minimizes it. Put it that way.
Yeah, we used to every spring we would sandblast and paint the equipment, like the logging equipment, logging trucks and skidders and stuff like that. So we'd sandblast them and paint them almost every spring. And that time of year, trying to paint outside and like try not to get bugs and stuff, and try not to get dirt and stuff, especially if we had a dry day. If somebody drove in the yard, you were trying to tell them to slow down, go to the yard so they didn't get full of dust.
Yeah.
It was always a constant battle with that. So, I've done a little bit of that anyways. So yeah, we'll take it.
Let's take, please. Okay.
So this is the shop out here.
I like it. Team orange and blue.
Yeah, Team Orange and Blue. We have these up on the website.
Yeah, I'm just thinking the hat for Danny.
Oh, well, I'm sure we can look after that.
He complained to me about not having a hat.
Oh, I'll make sure Danny gets
Every
the new
hat he has breaks right there.
I'll make sure Danny gets a new hat for his shrine.
Okay.
I want to make sure he gets looked after.
That's right.
Well, hopefully you guys can hear us out here. This is kind of the start of the manufacturing process here. So the 2 bay doors you can see here, that's where all the raw material comes into the building, whether it be sheet of steel like what's on the laser over here or on the plastic table, or whether it's tubing. So all the plates on this door, all the tubing's on that door, and that's where the process essentially starts.
Gotcha.
So once it's cut, it'll go on to the next step, whether it be machining, forming, or it'll go right over to the fabrication cell. So hopefully we'll get to see the laser running over here.
That'd be cool.
It's pretty fun to watch. So we have a couple of machining centers here. This one's fairly large, and this one's a smaller one. So most of our splitter wings and wedges all get milled on this machine because it's heavy enough to do it. You can see we have a stack of wedges here that haven't been machined yet. We just have them cast into the machine.
Okay.
The guy sets it in there, hits the go button, and it goes ahead and cuts it. And essentially when it's done, it comes out and there's all the chips. You can see it falls into the conveyor here.
Yeah.
And then up into a bucket. So it's a pretty efficient process here.
What do you do with the excess chips?
Excellent. How are you guys?
This is Austin. He's one of our
Hey, Austin.
here. All the excess chips are just up with it. Just grab it. Yep.
Just scrap it?
Yeah. Are you going to run this, Austin?
Yeah, I can run it right now.
We'll find out. Thanks, man. Austin would have been just changing the bits in the cutter here.
Okay.
So the bits of the cutter kind of depends on the material. When we're doing hard ox, you'll get a couple of cuts before you have to rotate them. But they have, how many edges are on the cutter, Austin? Like 16? 14. 14? Yeah. There's 14 different cutting edges on it, so you continue to rotate and then flip it one end to the other.
Gotcha. Okay.
We get quite a bit of life out of it, but this machine here really hogs through the material quick. Like it's
Oh yeah, I'm taking about a 1/4 inch cut, just about.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What is this, throwing oil?
Sorry?
What's it, throwing oil?
Oh yeah, that's when I'm doing some of the heavy drilling.
Yeah, sure.
This one's a little bit clearer, but when they get through these blades with 3 or 4 passes.
About 3 or 4 passes.
Yeah.
Make the blade. So you have a set blade sharpness to it, right?
yeah, we do. Yeah, we don't ever make them
Razor
sharp. And like with this machine, you can make it literally like a razor.
Yeah.
If you want to. But we always leave a little bit of a blunt head,
Yeah.
Just so if anybody has, like if anybody drops it or hits their hand or whatever, it doesn't slice the point open.
Okay, yeah. That's handy.
It really is. We've run into that before. When I was Bells, we had probably we had a 2 or 3 week stint there where like 2 or 3 guys went for stitches.
Really?
And like after that, that's when we quit sharpening the blade.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
One guy got cut pretty good across his hand. They were able to sew it back together without too much damage, but that's why we don't do that. If somebody wants to sharpen them, they do work better, but that'll be it. We don't have to do that. So
Yeah, that's all that took for that side. So I'll flip it over, do the other one, and have that blade done in less than 5 minutes.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Wow, very nice.
Compared to that machine, it's easily like 7 times as fast.
Is it really?
It has to be, yeah.
Really?
well, you can see the size difference between the machines here.
Yeah.
Too, like, this
That
one here is
versus
probably
that
8
one.
feet tall, where this one's probably 6 feet tall. right?
Yeah.
Good. I was going to say the next one coming up is a 1/8, so it'll be real good and fast.
Yeah, we'll come back around and check it out
As
here.
soon as that's done cutting across there, I'll be switching it.
Yeah. So what do you cut right now? 3/8? 3/4. Oh, this is good heavy stuff.
That's about as slow as it'll go.
Yeah.
Really? Really?
Yeah, this is as slow as it'll go. Like when it runs in like 1/8 inch or 3/16, it runs around 1,500 inches per minute.
Oh,
The
seriously.
cut speed on it. It's incredible.
Holy cow.
Like when it's done this cut here, maybe.
Look how thick that is. That's a...
Yeah, that's 3/4 inch. The nice thing about the laser is the level of precision it offers. So like when that comes off there's hardly any cleanup on it, and all the holes are within about 1,000, 2,000 inch
Wow.
tolerance. It's very, very
and
precise.
the weight, the waste is basically just a cutout.
Yes, it's very, very minimal. Like
You don't have any shrapnel or anything like that.
no, very, very little. And like we have like calculated out that we know that a 3/4 inch sheet, there's going to be this much waste over the course of a month or 3/16. So we have that all factored in. A little bit of screwing around to get there, but it's set up pretty good. Dave's been running laser. He's been running laser for a couple of years now, right, Dave?
Yeah.
Before you ran the laser, you've been on for a couple of years too, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Dave's the nicest human being you'll ever meet.
Well, let me shake your hand then, Mr. Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah.
That's right.
Been really lucky to have really good guys around.
That's awesome, man.
You see, it's almost come to the end of its cut, so this is...
And this is,
You see,
that's the
you see it?
pattern.
Yeah, that's the pattern there, and that's just the last rip cut on that.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
got that cut off,
Gotcha.
and then that'll separate that sheet. So now Dave will exchange the sheet. So this sheet will come out, and then the next sheet will come back in. This 8 inch.
How do you lift that? Sorry about that.
No, I just have to, there's a button down there, there's a light curtain so that nobody can walk in while it's operating.
Gotcha.
You just reset that, and then you change the shuttle cables out. So the whole thing out there lowers down and everything rolls out.
Really?
And the other one rolls in.
Wow, how about that?
Now that cable rolls out.
Okay.
So essentially with this machine, there's not really a whole lot of downtime with it. It almost runs all of the time.
Does it really?
Yeah. So like when this is kind
So
of
you get it in sheets. Everything's in sheets.
yeah. Like this machine here will take a sheet that's 5 by 10, and then the other machine, like the plasma table, it'll take a 6 by 12.
Really?
So there's only a handful of stuff that we can't utilize in that 5 by 10 platform, like a cap for a processor. It's got to be a 6 by 12.
Really?
Just because the way that it's formed, you need to have a longer sheet. So I need a longer material will be done on there. So this is the pattern that Dave's got going. He's actually doing a conveyor for I think an Axis, or that might be an attached conveyor for like a 2228.
Yeah, it's one of the narrow
one?
Yeah. So it's changing out the nozzle because the nozzle for 3/4 is too heavy.
Wow.
So it switches it out to the 1/8 inch nozzle. When it picks it up, it'll center the nozzle and it'll clean it too.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
You don't mind me videoing it?
No. If the competition hasn't figured out a laser yet, there's not much competition. So.
Not much, yeah.
Everything's pretty standard out there. There's not really a whole lot that we do that's proprietary. Like,
Yeah.
It's just steel
Look at the
fabrication.
size of that sheet. Holy cow.
Yeah, that'll be probably that one there will be a 10 foot. It'll be a 4x10 on that one.
Right.
Yeah. So the other cool
How
thing
thick is that?
That's an 1/8 of an inch.
Okay. Oh, I see it. Okay.
So right now it's writing a part number on there.
Gotcha.
So that's the cut speed on that stuff. That part stuff.
Wow.
So it's incredibly fast.
Oh my heavens.
And like the precision of, like I said, it's like something like this, it's probably within 1/1000 of an inch.
And the secret is in the design that you have there.
Yeah. So like what happens is when we put an order in for a piece of equipment, whether a process, what have you, it will automatically populate on what day certain parts need to get cut on. So like Dave just has a list of all the 1/8" stuff that needs to get cut today.
Really?
So he'll make sure that it goes on.
Okay.
So he'll just grab all those parts out of his folder and it'll automatically populate depending on how many sheets he needs to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
So
And that's how it's all determined.
how is this loaded on in the back?
Normally the fork truck. So like at the doors,
Yeah.
we'll pick up a sheet of steel and we'll drive it on the fork truck. So when we get down, we'll probably end up ending our tour in here so you'll be able to see kind of how we load it, unload it.
Okay. That's fast.
Oh, it's incredible.
That's amazing.
This was probably one of the biggest, this is the biggest purchase I've ever made when we're just lazy, but the cool thing about it is because it has 2 cables, it's like having 2 plasma cutters almost.
Really?
And then the cost to run this works out to be between $7 and $10 an hour to run this, like to run the machine.
How much?
$7 to $10.
Really?
It's very, very, very
Very
low
efficient.
cost. Where like a plasma cutter, you're probably around the $100, $120 depending you buy the consumable and stuff like that.
Really?
The cost to run this over the other platform is pretty substantial. The only hindrance this has is typically with the size of steel. Like that 3/4 stuff is all stuff we need to have fairly precise, so that's why it's on here.
Okay.
Most of the other stuff, then, if it were something rougher, say like like a splitter wedge wing or whatever, like it doesn't need to be exact. It's gonna be getting cut on the other one because it'll be long faster
Really?
in the thicker stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool to watch it run. It's very,
That's cool.
very quick. Those are actually cylinder nose for Axis like this. Tom will actually drill that base of it.
Wow.
And that's what actually has the cylinder on your Axis. How you doing, Tom? Good. Good, guys.
Good,
Happy
Tom.
Monday, eh? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Tom. Ken. Yes, Ken.
Ken.
That's right.
There's a good example of that. Like that's got our part number on it, and then it goes to the machine shop,
Okay.
and then after that it goes down to paint. So
Paint all fills that in.
Yeah. So like that's all in the description of the part number. So like that.
Gotcha.
So normally like we'll have a there's a good one there. So like
Yeah.
when it comes off the table, the guy already knows where he's got to put that.
Gotcha.
And then it goes over onto the shelves here.
I gotcha.
So each shelf has its own number. On each part, where's the good one? That's
Okay.
the part number. It goes on frac 3. And that's the edge of the. That'll be for like a 12-way wedge. That one.
Gotcha.
So then from there, the guys in the welding bays on this side,
Yeah.
they'll pull up the job, and they'll be able to pull up the bill of materials and what they need, and they'll tell them exactly where to get the parts and where they're at.
I wish I had microphones for you.
I know it'll be, might be tricking here. Hopefully it goes okay for us. So normally, if we're doing a process, we be building in this place, and in this area here we cleaned out, and then it'll go straight through into the sandblasting bed.
Okay.
These guys are just
So these are all lined up for sandblasting.
This is all lined up for sandblasting.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can see the saw over on this side here, so. Okay, so any of the tubing that comes in, all comes in through that door.
Okay. So you buy your tubing prefab then? You don't do any of the processing of the tubes yourself?
We'll buy it in like 24-foot length,
Okay.
and then we'll cut it from there. Yeah. We wouldn't normally have it longer than that, just because we don't have the room to do it right now.
Yeah.
So I was telling you about the renovations we did, right?
Yes.
So like, originally when this was built, you would have walked through this door here, and this would have been like, you would have been outside carts, nuts, bolts, stuff like that in through here. And you can see like where the walls were in here. So this whole one bay was more or less non-existent. We took all the offices out that was in here and we upped
Really?
it. So we made a lot more room with it, and then all the crane systems you see in here, we've had them all in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And then each,
The infrastructure is really fascinating to me.
it's really cool to see it. It was a lot of fun too, because like, you think about it a lot,
Yeah.
and then you put it together on paper, and then to see it actually come to fruition and actually work and
That's
like
kinda cool.
actually function the way you thought it would.
yeah.
Because like, if you look at the shop in here, it more or less runs like a carousel. Everything comes in this door and it goes up outwards. So the whole thing cycles through. So like from one step to the next, there's only literally a couple of steps. There's not.
Really?
It's not like we need to sit around or wait for a whole lot. Like our powder coating's all done in here, so we have a lot of control over that. And like, it doesn't need to go anywhere to have that done. It's all right here.
All right here.
Yeah. So like each guy here will have their own welding bay. Almost everything we do can be built in like a 12 by 12 square.
That's amazing.
So like almost everything. Like, the odd time that you'll see Scotty in the corner, he does conveyor. So the odd time you'll see a conveyor sticking out in there.
Okay.
But almost everything we make can be built within a 12 by 12 square.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well that's what's going on in here. As you can see our bundler.
Oh yeah.
Greg's been working with her bundler here. I'll show you that. It's pretty cool. So we got a 3D printer, and Greg's been playing around with different things to go on the her bundler here.
Yeah.
So right now we actually have, that's an 8-inch wrap.
Okay.
So typically you can't buy a roll of that
Yeah.
that's 8 inches. You buy it in 12 inch or 5 inch.
Yeah.
So what Greg's done is he's actually put like a little device that deflects the wrap, so you can actually do, if you wanted to bundle 12-inch wood for like a campfire or whatever, you can actually do that.
Now, my problem that I have with my bundler is 16 is as low as it goes.
Yep.
And I got wood falling through all the time
Yep.
because I can't go lower.
Yeah, so like with this here, it's adjustable too, right? So you see all the Greg's gadgets and doodads, we have a lot of fun with it. So but if you want to adjust that and go down lower, you just have to move it in.
These run what, 3,200?
You're 4,000 for this, but that includes the freight on.
Okay.
So we'll ship it anywhere within continental U.S. for 4,000.
Okay.
And it's pretty cool because there's a complete direct drive system in it.
Yeah.
And it'll always index in the exact same spot. So that's kind of the cool thing about it. Like with most bundlers, they might stop here, wherever. This one always stops in the exact same spot.
Well, you can hit, for me, hit twice, put my piece of paper in, hit twice again.
That's exactly
it.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah. That's exactly it. It's a nice thing to work around. You can see that.
So is this a prototype that you have here?
Yeah, this is still the prototype. We have production stuff going in probably the end of next month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We just wanted to make sure we had everything working well on it before
Gotcha.
we jumped the gun and actually started
Gotcha.
selling them. So we're starting to take orders for them now. But you can see, like, even to work around it, like, there's nothing at your feet. You can grab the bundle good that you're not kicking things. And it's funny, like, you think something that's so simple shouldn't be that complex, but once you run it and use it more and more and more, you're like, oh, I don't like that, or I don't like that.
Yeah, I know. That's a, yeah.
So we tried to put a lot of time and effort into making it something that we'd want to run too. So
my only issue is my bundler has to stay outside.
oh, it's completely waterproof.
Really?
Yep,
That's completely
waterproof. Yeah, you can leave it outside all year round if you wanted to.
really.
Yep. Yeah, because we did look into that. It's like for most electrical connections and stuff, depending on what the product is,
Yeah.
they'll all have an IPV rating on it, like water rating on it.
Really.
So like this is technically you can submerge it in water. You can run it underwater if you wanted to. So in terms of weather and stuff like that, it has an IPV 68 or 69
Really.
rating on it, so you can run it just about anywhere. And it's good for dust too, like any dust that gets in. So. And like different products will have different ratings on them. So when you buy an electric product like this, you can just buy it for whatever
Really?
it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now this is a 110
Yeah,
or
110.
220.
110.
110.
Yeah, I think you probably run off one of the small battery packs, and I think you get quite a bit
really?
off one one.
Wow, that's awesome.
Like, I think the most wattage that will draw is around 1,200 watts at like maximum load. I think we figured out it runs about 300 or 400 watts. So I think you'd run it quite a while on one of the little battery packs if you had to.
Made in Canada.
Made in Canada, yep. Made right here.
Right here.
Right here. Big
And you
Canada
mean right here?
literally here. Yeah.
That's right.
This is what it looks like before it's baked.
Okay.
So it's just like a doll.
Like a doll flat, yeah.
That's exactly it. And like the cool thing about this, so you'll appreciate this. If you mess something up with this, you just pull it off
Yeah.
and do it again. And like there's really no dust in it. Like we don't get really any dust at all.
Yeah, you can see it's still. And it's pretty forgiving too, like the stuff that you can fill with it.
Yeah.
There's no primer, right? But
Yeah, and there's not. You don't really ever get like you never get run it. Like you have to really take it off and run it.
you'd have to try it. And like, I made it run once, and it was I learned.
I learned, yeah. No,
Wow.
it's in terms of a paint process, like the durability of it is incredible, right? Like
And this is all electrostatically done, right?
it is, yeah. So if you paint one side of the piece, it'll normally hold both sides. You'll have to go on the other side and touch it up, but
Yeah.
you don't go through a lot of material. Like cost,
Just kind of wraps it.
yeah. And like cost-wise, so you buy a box of that powder for a couple $100.
You have to mix it with MEK by any chance, or and nothing?
No,
Really?
no, nothing like that at all. So there's no thinners, there's no VOCs off it, nothing like that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so it's more or less healthy, and then the big thing with it too is like the durability of it. Like
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the ease of doing it is incredible. Like it's we'll cycle. How often do you cycle? 4 times a day normally?
Yeah, 3 or 4. Like the best part of it depends on how big you make the loads, right? If you're trying to small or whatever. But the nice part about this is after we hit bake, 50 minutes it's done. It'll cool in probably half an hour, and in
Really?
20 minutes you can assemble your parts.
Seriously. Seriously.
Very, very quick.
So cool off time is
It's very minimal. Like something that's generally, if you have a thick piece of steel, like a wedge, it'll hold the heat for quite a bit longer. But most of the thin stuff, it just takes the heat very quick. Like right now, what do we got in here? Five rocks still?
Yeah, 5 and then 6 when we get another one. So
Yeah, so they'll have probably, I don't know, maybe 15 rocks a day through here.
really,
that's pretty normal.
really.
So it's a fairly fast process.
Cool.
So even though it looks like there's a lot of stuff laying around, it doesn't lay around for very long.
For very long, yeah.
It's pretty quick.
The best part about the oven too is you start it and it's automatic shut off. So once you start it, you can kind of forget about it in a way.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, we're still like it's big enough we can fit a full process here.
That's gorgeous.
So this is a 62 we got.
Is that what I'm taking home?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You just have cook right on it. How big
What?
is your truck? Is it big enough?
Don't have a shop.
Oh,
I have a shop, but
Oh,
That would fit inside it,
there you go.
but not height-wise.
Well, this is kind of the processor, right? Normally we'll have like 3 lines here. We'll have the processor line on this side. We'll have conveyors and disc screeners
Okay.
in the middle, and then all the processor assemblies on the other side. So you essentially have 3 lines. So the reason it's set up like this, the processor is right here. You can literally pull it out of the paint roof, and then you're ready to work on it.
Okay.
Again, it only needs to move 15
So far,
feet.
yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it doesn't need to go too terribly far. And then most of the parts you can staged around the shop here on the various shelves. So normally it's a fairly efficient process that we have going on. So
All those labels.
lots of stickers.
Yeah.
Stickers will all go on. The various parts here, you can see in front of it here. We have some saw motors and stuff. The guys have the Christmas coat going there, so they're just tidying that up.
I see that.
The Christmas coat turned out really good. Trevor's won it 2 years in a row now. So
Is that right?
yeah, he does a really good job.
If there's one thing you have to have stuck in your memory is this, what he's doing. Because it's the care and the love that you guys take care of what you do.
Oh,
and
they
the
do.
pride.
Yeah, and I've been really lucky that everybody here really wants to do a good job.
Yeah. Great job.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
No, we've been really lucky to have good help with people that care about what's going on.
What did he spray on that?
Just glass cleaner. So
Okay.
he's putting the stickers on right now, so he'll make sure there's no grease.
No residue on it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So he'll make sure all of it's scrubbed. And the stickers are pretty good. You know, like some things you buy that have stickers on, you know, pressure wash and they blow off.
Yeah.
Like the adhesive or whatever that's on these stickers, we've been pretty particular about that, and the color that makes them is really good too.
Really
So,
good.
like longevity, like they don't tend to crack, or like if you look at an Eastonmade sticker that's like 5-6 years old, they still look the same.
still look good,
They're still on the machine, right? So that's really important. I bought the boys a couple Polaris 4-wheelers there back in the spring, and as soon as you touch it with the pressure washers, all the stickers fall off.
We had a job pressure washing one time in a hangar, airplane hangar.
Oh yeah.
And my pressure washer kind of got out of my control a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And it touched the little, I don't know what you call it, the bumper guard for the wheels, the landing wheels.
Oh yeah.
And it was on canvas. It was painted canvas. Well, it blew the paint right off that canvas. And
Oh
I'm like,
really?
oh man, I was in deep poop from that guy. He never called me back again. He was first telling me, he says, yeah, I got all this work for you, yada yada. After that, he goes, I think I'll call you. Yeah, I know what that meant.
Happens the best of it. So this here is the 2228 they just got put together. It's got a box with it, 6-point going with it. This would be like the final assembly. Steve will just go through and do a PEI on it. So he'll check everything. So every single wedge will have, or every single part of the machine that's separate will have the guy's name on and what wedges he's going to get with it. So when it goes on a truck, it's really easy to determine what's what. More often than not, we'll ship them all with one truck, but the odd time, the truck's gone out back. The odd time, we'll have maybe 1 or 2 other trucks in through the week, but Drew will run most of them for us. Kenny's working on an Axis right now.
That's Kenny?
That's Kenny. No, that's KTM Kenny. He is the fastest man in the land.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Told you I'd see you again. Told you I'd see you again. I did.
Kenny's the second longest employee of Eastonmade.
Is that right?
The only guy that's a little bit longer than him is Corey Murphy. Corey's the welder down in the corner here.
Really?
Yeah. Kenny's been with me since he started. He's a beautiful human being. He's really good. So he looks after all of the splitter assemblies. He's a motorcycle mechanic by trade is what he does.
Oh, is that right?
He's raced enduro professionally for quite a few years.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow.
raced bikes professionally. And not so much anymore. He's got smashed up a couple times.
That time.
Yeah. So he's a bike guy, KTM guy.
And like I said, he's just a wonderful guy to work with.
Cool.
So normally in here you'd have like 3 different assembly stations for the splitters.
Yeah.
So depending on what's going on, Steve will normally work in this bay. We'll normally have Walker working this bay. He was over working this bay. And then Mario looks after all of our conveyor assembly. Right now he's actually building a diesel power pack.
Really? Really?
So that's something we're going to be offering to the Eastonmade clients in the near future. That's actually for a stone maker.
Okay.
Is what it's for. But you can see it's a really nice setup. Nice and clean. It'll have paneling all around it. You'll be able to pick it up with forks, or you'll be able to have it has a crane hook on it too. So.
Really?
If you have like a conveyor system or a string of conveyors running in your wood yard, or the stone makers go to a lot of remote areas. That's kind of the key thing with the stone makers is you can make stones anywhere then, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the time people will buy them, and it's cheaper to you save just on the freight on it, let alone being able to make the stuff yourself.
Yeah.
So that's what we've got there. Have you met Henry yet?
Oh yeah, I met Henry.
Oh good.
Met Henry on my way through before.
Well, if you don't know Henry is the guy that looks after all of the service work. He'd be the service manager for the splitters. He's worked for me for a long time. And then Kevin's in the corner. He's a logistics guy. He looks after all of the shipments coming in and out.
He's the in and out guy.
Yeah, and he's a lot of fun. Kev's really good at what he does, and he's incredibly well humored. He's a pretty comical guy to work with. I gotta say, he's pretty awesome.
And maybe you can tell me what's going on with my defibrillator.
He might be the guy to tell you.
That's right.
He might be the guy to tell you. And then over here, you can see that typically, like, we'll have engines at every stage, the cylinders. So, Mike, my brother, actually works over in this corner, and he looks after all the assembly end of it.
Is this what you were trying to get from Japan? You were talking cylinders.
Yeah, like most of our cylinders are Chinese.
Okay,
yeah.
Chinese.
Yeah.
Okay.
We normally have pretty good luck with them.
Yeah.
We have the odd failure here and there, but if we were to get that cylinder made here or like in North America, there'd be no way we'd be able to sell a machine. And
what's going to happen when they put? You're not getting the tariffs down here.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of a funny thing on that end of it. Because I think the big thing is with the border crossing. I think that's an important thing. Like even on the northern end of it here, because I've watched a couple of documentaries. Like people will come across Plattsburgh or wherever and just walk across. Right? So like Canada needs to get tighter border restrictions. I think that's the big thing with Trump's tariffs.
Yeah.
Is getting that done, but I don't think you'll see a whole lot happen on that end of it. If you look at the trade back and forth between the two countries, it's equal. It's like, I think imports into Canada is $380 billion from the United States, and exports out of Canada is $400 billion. So it's almost a wash. So you put tariffs on them, it's gonna pretty well mess everybody up both ways.
I don't know whether you know this or not, but Ottawa has been doing a big push in our area.
Really?
A lot of advertising going on about your neighbors to the north. We have a lot of trade going on.
Oh, really?
We see that all the time. So
I can see that, and it's I think a lot of it too is I don't know if Trump's particularly keen on Trudeau a whole lot.
That's right.
And I can't say I blame. Like Trudeau's on his 3rd term here in Canada, which like we don't have term limits for Prime Minister. I don't know how we got in a 3rd time, but he got in a 3rd time, and so he's got another year left in office, and I don't think you'll likely see him back in it. Normally 3 terms would be kind of as far as any Prime Minister would go. So.
Gotcha. He's still a young guy.
Oh, he is, yeah, and I think it's important too that you do have a trade back and forth between liberal and conservative too, right? Because if you have somebody in power over too long, you end up there's got to be a balance there, right?
That's right.
So, but I don't think you'll see a whole lot. Like even the last time when they got rid of NAFTA, it really didn't change a whole lot.
Really?
Like it's like literally the paperwork's the exact same piece of paper.
Is it really?
It's the exact same piece of paper that we filled before and after.
Really?
It's just got a different.
Interesting.
But I think for a lot of things, like for commodities, like especially steel, lumber, logs, or minerals, not like more or less natural resources. I think that's kind of the big thing going back and forth because both the economies are so dependent on it, right? So I think that's more the critical end of that.
Yeah.
So. But I'm not a politician, so I really don't know.
Gotcha.
Take my word with a grain of salt.
Gotcha. Yeah, but you're a business owner, you know, so
Yeah, for sure.
who's impacted by that, because how much of your business is in the States?
Oh, it's going to be 80-85%.
Really?
Yeah, it's got to be
Okay.
that much. Yeah, and like on our end of it too, like we've started to push Europe a lot more. Like,
Okay.
We have a guy in the Netherlands that's selling a lot of gear in Europe for us, in
Okay.
the UK. So like, there's different markets for us to go to too if it does get tight on that end of it.
And all that's manufactured here.
Yeah.
It's all done here.
Yeah.
This is your only shop, the only manufacturing plant you got.
This is the only manufacturing spot we've got.
Okay.
And like with most of the rest of the world, like Canada, like most of the developed world, we'd have the same trade that we have back and forth with,
Gotcha.
with the United States, right? I mean, most of it would be free trade, or not to be a small tariff or tax on it. But,
Yeah.
even that, I think a lot of the stuff, even if it goes 10-15%, we may be able to adjust things on our end of it to lower it down a little bit. So I think at the end it would still
Made
be
impact.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think at the
Yeah, but then that cuts into your
it does for sure. 100%.
into your profits or whatever. And the profits have to go. That's not for you going away on vacation and all that. That's for you being able to expand your business
and grow
and etc. You know, a lot of people don't understand that when you have a business, profit is not a bad word.
No, not at all. You absolutely have to have it. You have to make a profit, and you have to make a healthy profit. I see a lot of businesses, or people that I taught, and it's weird too, because financial information is hard to squeeze out of people.
It is.
And I don't know why it's such a dirty topic or dirty word for a lot of people, but I'm pretty forthcoming with it and upfront with it, because I feel the more you can educate somebody, the better off you're going to be at the end of it, right?
There are a couple universal truths though.
Oh yeah.
But your industry depends upon it. Like in the painting business, you couldn't have your gross sales are one thing of your gross profit.
Yeah.
Well, which means it's your cost of providing services.
Yeah.
Well, if you're providing, if you are paying out more than 43%, and it's actually lower than that, but more than 43%, you're going to be out of business.
Absolutely, 100%.
So if you have a gross margin of 58% or 57%, you're looking for that 60% gross margin.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what you're looking for.
That's where you got to be with it.
So
yeah, 100%.
I don't know if that's where you are or not, but that's
That's sort of where we're trying to stay, like universally. Like when we come up with the cool thing about what we've done in here and making the process more efficient, having the system we have in place, that we can look at a lot of things from a cost perspective.
yeah.
And actually manufacture them and be competitive. Like our grapples are one example of that.
Yeah.
Like we're coming up with a line of grapples, and we can actually manufacture the grapples here and ship them like to wherever at an incredible price. Like compared to a lot of places, and they're going to be of high quality too.
Yeah.
So a lot of that too is you're cutting out the middleman too. Like if you need to go and buy a grapple at a tractor dealership or wherever, if you buy it direct, you're gonna save 20-25 points on it at least, right?
So that you're going after what market for the grapple now?
Compact tractors and stuff.
Compact tractors.
We have
But to whom? To the end user?
the end user. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's
So you're not looking at dealers. You're looking strictly for.
No, and it's kind of hard to deal the dealer end. Like we've looked at adding dealers, having dealers like in Europe, in the European market, and UK market, it makes sense because it's always been set up that way.
Yeah.
There's been manufacturer, distributor, dealer, and user. So there's enough meat on the bone that if we sell to the dealer or distributor, that it can be that we can make what we need to make on, and then they can also make what they need to make on, and it'd be working well for the consumer.
Yeah.
Where here, typically, most of the equipment's always been sold direct, all the firewood equipment.
Yeah.
There's a handful of Timberwolf had dealers back in the day. I don't think they do anymore.
Well, I would think logistics in the States and Canada would be easier to deal with than Europe.
You know what? It's not that bad.
It's what?
It's not that bad to send it to Europe.
Really?
Honestly, they back up to the door here. We fill the container full of machines and ship them across.
Ship across.
It's almost the exact same. The biggest difference.
Yeah, but getting it to the end user.
No, not too bad.
No?
No, not too bad. Like, we'll send it to our dealer and then he'll ship it out from his place.
Really?
Yeah. So like it's not. I don't think it's too bad. Like especially the guys in the UK, like Ian will deliver the machines within Scotland, Or within England and Wales, and I think Scotland he charges like $300 or $400 for it.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Okay. That's where Eastonmade started.
Right there, in that
garage.
That little garage. There used to be wood splitters strung right out to the road here.
Really?
Yeah, there really was.
How about that?
Yep.
Find out what this whole sold for. That's not your truck there, is it?
Nope.
Okay.
not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's where Eastonmade started, was in that little garage. Me and Murphy worked out of there for a year until we moved into the property that we're in now, and it just got a point where like that garage is only 24 by 24. We were doing probably we're building quite a few splitters actually. We're probably building 8 to 10 splitters a month out of that little garage.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
It was kept me and Murphy pretty busy anyway. It kept us going. And it was a lot of long hours, a lot of long nights in there, and had a lot of fun. It was good.
Right.
So humble beginnings, if nothing else.
That's right. Here's the Eastonmade manufacturing plant. Now the yard, all those cars. Those cars, they work here. Of course, and you like my colors.
So this is the yard here.
Gotcha.
Normally once stuff is painted, but it's come outside, like if he doesn't want to shelf inside,
Yeah.
they'll bring it outside, because obviously once it's painted, it doesn't really matter if it's hot weather, it's outside or not. So this is an Axis, probably waiting on
Paul Deagle.
that was in the cubby. Well, there's a couple of Axis here. You can see we've got a couple of different variations of grapples. We built a couple of different big grapples before we kind of got it started where we wanted.
Really? Really?
It turned out really nice. You just have to do a little bit more tweaks around on it.
Are these units out here waiting for parts?
On this side here, they're already done.
They're all ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
All this stuff is going out in the next couple of days.
Wow.
This fella's got a load on me now. We'll see what's on it in the morning. Probably over here. Got to clean the wood yard up a little bit more. I've got a video coming out of running the small grapple on the tractor, and it's so icy I can't even get any tractor.
Yeah.
Pretty slick out here. You see that's the lip on that, eh?
I see. Okay. New lip on these.
Oh, don't look at that one. That one might be a surprise for people.
I knew about that. I can't tell. That's right.
This might already be around front, maybe.
There I am.
Oh, there it is right there.
I should have just come with my stickers.
You should have, yeah.
Look at that, huh? Guess who that's for? Cool beans, man. Now I see the difference. All right, the battery's down there.
Yeah.
We had to stick the battery over here. That's where I did, because. But I like the fact you actually have a battery holder on this thing
Yeah,
now.
there's a holder for it now. Yeah, it won't move anywhere for you.
That's perfect.
No, you'll be really happy with it. Well, yeah, you got to run to the Ohio, at the Paul Bunyan show.
Yes.
Nice machine to run. Works really
I agree.
good. Yeah.
And my conveyor will be.
Might be that one there. I'm sure there'll be one kicking around here for it.
We finally got this taken care of on our old one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we did. Will Wolcott took care of it. He had
He'd be a good guy for that.
He had a buddy that
I wonder he came up and got a splitter a couple weeks ago. I wonder how it's working for him. I haven't seen any videos.
I don't know. I haven't seen it either.
I haven't been talking to him.
I was teasing because I drive by his place all the time.
I can't even remember where I was that day. Him and Jack came up.
Due to the fact that I did not complete the paperwork that Eastonmade sent me, and it took a few hours yesterday for customs to be able to complete it themselves and acknowledge it. But at my age, I do not like driving in the dark. So if that doesn't bother you, could have come. If it didn't bother me, I could have gone home yesterday and gotten home, say around midnight or something like that. But I do not like driving in the dark. The eyesight is not what it used to be. So, and we had to take that in consideration. I considered spending the extra night hotel like insurance, that I'd be able to drive safely and get home in a all-in-one. So anyway, we're excited about picking it up, and thanks for coming along. All right. Eastonmade World Headquarters. All these people work here. It's amazing. See what we support. All the great men and women of Eastonmade. Is that mine? I don't know. We'll see.